Shut up and sit down.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a second, but 2 weeks ago we were really busy, and then last week we caught the flu real bad, and I just did not have time to get anything done. It was just work, sleep, work, sleep. But Karen and I just got back from seeing Joker, and wow, was it a good movie. It was intense. I haven't had my heart pound at the end of a movie in a long time. Like, I was nervous. I was on the edge wondering what was going to happen. It was a character study. It's been a long time since a movie has really done what Joker has done. I don't know why everyone was freaking out about it. I think it's ridiculous right now, the times we live in. You got a bunch of people that are trying to censor your speech and your film. Like, why? Why can we not have... Well, isn't that what art is? Isn't art supposed to be subjective in the eye of the beholder, where it's there for everyone to see and interpret? And now we got these clowns... Funny, but we got these people trying to censor what we can see. If it doesn't fit a narrative, can't see it, can't see it, can't see it. Well, just like cinema, where I think Marvel has had a drastic effect on cinema for the last 10 years. Me and a buddy were talking about it. There are Marvel movies, there's some that are really good, and there's some where it's like Star Wars. Star Wars stood the test of time. Now no one cares about Star Wars. Have you seen Phase 4 for Marvel? Like, it's sad. It does not look good. I want to rewind back. I feel like in the early 2000s to a point of like 2013-ish, 14, movies were awesome. Everything was hitting. And this is the time when The Dark Knight rose in 2008. I thought The Dark Knight Rises was amazing in 2012. But it's also kind of a time when Hot Toys was doing more than they do now. I mean, Hot Toys is still doing some good stuff, but it's like this is a love letter to Hot Toys. I love the company. They're what got me into this whole hobby. I mean, I had always been collecting. It started, with old Batman toys when I was growing up, went through the Dragon Ball Z toys, and then McFarlane blew up in the 90s. I remember you'd go into Spencer's to go look for McFarlane toys, and then I went to Star Wars toys. I collected Star Wars toys for a long time, and I mean, it was at the point where they were just popping out the same toy, different packaging. Chased down all the Ralph McQuarrie concept figures. Loved Star Wars. Still do. I have a bunch of Hot Toys of Star Wars, and I haven't made any movies about them yet. I got a bunch I need to open, but that original trilogy means just as much to me as all this Batman stuff does. And you can't get me to watch new Star Wars movies. Like, I thought the prequels weren't that great. Been listening to a lot of the books on Audible. I thought the Darth Plagueis book was incredible. I thought the Darth Maul Lockdown book was incredible. It really gives me this different look at those old prequels. I wasn't a fan of the prequels. I liked elements of them. I'm still not a big fan of them as it is, but I think this new direction with Disney Star Wars is just terrible. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. And it's weird because Hot Toys used to be this company that did all kinds of things. They did Predator, they did Alien, they did huge one, Batman. I mean, we still get our DC Hot Toys. We got teased to Shazam. Some people said it was April Fool's, some people said it wasn't. That never came to be. We had Venom. Venom was extremely popular. It was a really good movie. And we're relying on third-party companies to bring us these figures. I'm still waiting for my Eddie Brock to come out. You've seen previous on my channel, the Venom. He was called the Parasite or something like that. That figure It was awesome. Like, I remember there was a time when this nerdy stuff, Hot Toys was all over it. They would make everything. Now it just seems like it's between Marvel, Star Wars, Marvel, Star Wars, Marvel, Star Wars, and they're not even pumping out a lot of those at the time. I remember the very first Hot Toy I bought was this Joker right here. This was the first 2008 Joker. And he led me to the Dark Knight Batman. I thought I was only going to get the one because back then they were expensive. I believe he was 145 or 165, whatever. I mean, now they're exponentially more expensive. They have went through stages. You could say quality is definitely shot through the roof. But I was noticing as we were pulling these out, my bank robber Jokers up here, I think were actually better made figures than this cash grab of the bank robber Joker that came out probably like 4 or 5 years ago. I also noticed these don't sit in direct light. We take care of them. His shirt is yellowed all the way down the front, where our previous ones haven't. I thought that the DX1 Joker right here in the middle, there's a reason he's in the middle. I think still to this day, he's the best Joker Hot Toys has done. They had their DX, what number was he even? He's a DX. He's a second run at a Joker. His shoes are the best part of this figure. His head sculpts and paints are good. Now, if you had asked me probably like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I could have told you who made this suit. I remember he was this guy making custom suits for the Joker toys. It was this vibrant purple. It was just like he was making suits that were $800 for a toy. Basically the cost of a normal suit that you could wear in real life, it was what you could buy for your Joker toy. And I remember mixed feelings, wanting one but not wanting one, feeling like the color was off. And then they ended up bringing him on, Hot Toys did, and that's when the DX, the second version of the Joker, came out. That's what he is up here too. He is. I bought 2 of them just because I really liked the table, everything about it, and I had always wished I bought a second DX Joker. I believe DX Joker was $209, and he came with all the pieces to make this police Joker. All of them. All except the body. You would be able to switch them back and forth. Well, everyone bought a second body so that they could have 2 figures. And that was in a time when Hot Toys was extremely creative and the bang for your buck was incredible. Almost all toys came with 2 head sculpts. That's these guys up here. This same bank robber Joker came with the head sculpt that's under this one, which is technically this head sculpt with the wig on it, and it came with that head sculpt up here. That's why I have basically this figure that came with the 2, I turned it into another figure. This figure that came with the 2, I turned it into another figure. There was a time when, I mean, Hot Toys could do no wrong, but now I find myself like our Justice League figures, I'm slowly picking them up, but it's like, where's Cyborg? We're gonna have the Justice League minus Cyborg. Like, why not just finish that figure? And I know people will say popularity and production cost and everything. It's kind of like Drax for Guardians of the Galaxy. I really liked Guardians of the Galaxy. Loved it. Was getting the toys to it, and it was the team went unfinished forever. And it actually turned out that Drax, once I had met Karen and showed her all this stuff and brought her into the world of collecting, Drax finally became available all that time later, and I got her Drax and everything, and it was just weird that a team could go unfinished for that long. And it's, at the moment, I don't know if we'll ever see a Hot Toys Cyborg. It's done, it's there, but I still think JC Hong is doing incredible work. I still love Hot Toys to death. I mean, constantly, Hot Toys is one of the first things I look at. It's still, they hold a huge place in my heart, and that's why I'm really excited to be opening the 1/4 scale Heath Ledger Joker. I am extremely disappointed, though, that we have not seen anything from Hot Toys with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. with as incredible as that movie is, as big as it's going to be, it's already destroyed preview night for Venom and all the other DC movies. Aquaman went on to break records, and preview night of Joker has been bigger than Aquaman so far. We're talking about a movie that was one man's vision, basically. Todd Phillips put the movie together, he shot it, where you got movies like Star Wars Rogue One. We extremely enjoyed it, but that was a movie by committee. They filmed all kinds of scenes just for trailers. They filmed things and they put it all together, and then they had to go in there, bring in another director and get things worked out, and bring in more people and get things worked out. Look at Solo. Solo made a movie and then they scrapped it and reshot the movie, and the movie, it's the first Star Wars movie to lose money. I mean, it's like we're losing this personal connection to the movies. Like Christopher Nolan brought us this amazing Batman world, and I think DC was on the right track. I mean, we had Zack Snyder's vision. We just found out today that Martian Manhunter is in the Justice League, and he's in Batman vs. Superman, he's in Man of Steel. It's scary where movies is going, and it's scary where society is going at this point. It's just, nerd culture has been hijacked, in a sense, by people that don't even care about our culture. So, just let that sink in. Think about it. I mean, there's too much divide within the community. Everyone's always arguing about everything. I seen on these groups about recasts, and everyone's fighting over recasts. Yeah, it's wrong to recast a figure, but people are like screaming at each other about it. There's always been arguing on the internet, but not like it is now. But I don't know. I love Hot Toys, and I want to get right into this. I thought Heath Ledger was the definitive Joker at the time. I still have all the respect for Jack Nicholson. I like Jared Leto's Joker. I think Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is incredible. We already have his MS toy on pre-order. We're picking up the, I believe that one was the failed comedian, and the other one's just the comedian, but they're both third parties, and they look amazing. Third parties are really stepping up their game, and they're coming in. I understand they're unlicensed, but when your licensed companies won't make them, you have no choice but to turn to the unlicensed. I mean, they're always going to be around. But let's stick to Heath Ledger's Joker. Let's get inside this box. We're going to do this video that's just a love letter to the Hot Toys Joker. And I'll do a second video comparing him with the Inner Bay 1/4 Joker. But let's go ahead, let's get right in, and let's get going. Alright, so you can see that we got the same exact style of box as all the quarter scales. We're on the 10th quarter scale at this point. And I mean, the box is nice. It looks cool. I like the front. I dig it. I've basically reserved myself. I still like Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man holds a special place in my heart. I still remember at a time in my life when I was getting into a lot of trouble, my mom would take me to go see any superhero movie that came out, just to keep me like occupied. And the thing about it is I'm going for basically the quarter scale Iron Mans. They make so many of the 1/6 scales, you can't keep up with them. So I'm going strictly quarter scale for Iron Man. I really think the Snap Iron Man was a really cool figure. I really think we might have to get that one. Alright, you can see right here, here's our box. I'm gonna fill up this nice little, so I thought it came out. And here we are. The Joker. You know, this is gonna be just like the others. It seems like we got this really vibrant coat. I don't know about you, but I don't quite remember the Joker's coat being so vibrant. Got a couple hands without gloves, some pointing hands. our relaxed hands. Basically, I was here. We got our gloved hands. But I can tell right now, and this is just a personal opinion, but I remembered the Joker in The Dark Knight having like a dirty coat and being like worn almost. I know it was new. Here's our card hand. Looks like we're gonna have a good connection between those fingers. Another hand for holding an object. Oh, this would be probably a knife or a card hand. This is that relaxed hand that we've had with basically all the little ones. And another one. Oh, this would be our grenade hand, I would assume. All right, let's see. So this is the exclusive version. This is the version that came with the half-painted Heath head. Very cool. Very cool. It took a long time for this figure to come out, too. You see the little Hot Toys part on the back. I know Hot Toys has had problem with recasting. They've mentioned it. They've brought it up a couple times. Let's go ahead and we'll open him up. We'll get him out. Huh. He looks good. There's something about him, though. Let's see. We got our clothes. Got where our grenades go. Our outfit. Still got our chain on the side here. The boots, where you can stick your little knife. The shoes are what really look good. He looks like the Joker, but at the moment, just off of memory, I would almost say the Interbay head is more spot on. Mm-hmm. Something about him feels like soft. He doesn't feel like as rugged. Let's go ahead and let's see what we got beneath. All right. So we got this whole piece that's gonna come out. We're gonna have all of the different accessories we've had for 1/6 just compiled into one. Oh, there we go. You know what? I really don't want to take this out right now because I don't want to get my cords all tangled. We got all of our little safety pins. We got our grenades. We'll have to put them in the coat. We got our money. I believe, yeah, it's all been Jokerized. You can see the little George Washington has his face drawn on. God, that's on there tight. Those little bands. It's one-sided. We got 2 decks of cards, or maybe just a full deck. Basically, check that out. We got the same card on top, just one's colored and one's black and white. We have, what is this, our crowbar that he starts beating Batman with at the very end. Some extra joints. Our base. The base is pretty cool. I like that. I have been waiting so long for Hot Toys to do their 1/4 scale Joker. Fits in there nicely. That I was expecting the world when this thing came out. He does look like he's really well made, but I have that same gripe where it's the tone of his coat, almost. We got our mask, which is actually a callback to the very first version of the Joker ever. In comics, it was a page that didn't even make it into the book. We got the revolver. I'm assuming it would be the one that he and Harvey basically use in that scene. Little chamber comes off. Our little trigger piece. Very cool. We got our pistol with the extended clip. Just like Hot Toys. Very cool. Oh, good. That one comes out as well. Very cool. Very well done. Our shotgun. Oh, look at that. Very cool. Some really cool weapons. We got a pencil. For the magic trick. We got the Switchblade. Oh, that doesn't go up and down. The old ones that used to go up and down. That one's just set. We got our detonator. A little chain on it. For when the boats are crossing the harbor. We got our blades that go right in the tip of his shoe. I would almost be wary to push those in there. But there we go. Put our safety pins down there. Take our crowbar out. Alright. I am so scared of tangling these grenades up. When I bought the original DX Joker, I actually went on to eBay. So back in the day, you can still find it now, but people would kit bash figures, which was so fun. You'd just go and get the pieces you needed to make another toy. And I had actually bought a whole second set of the grenades just because I got the first one so tangled. I still have the first one on the figure, but I've always had that backup one for if I ever needed it. Kind of bums me out that pulling that up made it. Oh, there we go. Some stacks of money. Recently, there was a third-party Joker that came out, and he came with a big pile of money. I didn't buy him at the time, but I haven't let it fully go, the idea. Might still happen. Let's take a look in our instructions, what they want us to do with him. The Joker instruction sheet. We have the classic, let's not blow this out of proportion pose. So, it's telling us not to mess with the tips of the hair. We could break them. The tip of the hair sculpture is very sharp. Be careful, okay? 2 styles ahead, the exclusive version. The collar of the coat is equipped with magnetic chip on. Let me flip this over. The collar of the coat is equipped with a magnetic clip-on design. Handle the collar gently to prevent damage. Oh, okay. Right there. The grenades can be placed on the inner pockets of the overcoat randomly as shown. The hook is attachable to the coat as indicated. All right. So this seems, they're telling you not to unravel them. Don't attempt to split the strings. Don't pull the string that is attached to the grenade, otherwise accessories may get damaged. Remove the overcoat of the blazer as shown. Shown us how to roll up his sleeves. Fold the sleeves no more than once, then pull up the shirt sleeves to the elbow to complete the style. Shown as our degrees of motion, our hands, what they can hold and what they can do. Not to put the mask on him. Telling us to pop the collar out. All right. So, one thing that I think we should at least mention is I was extremely excited for Blitzway. Queen Studio. Blitzway and Prime 1 are working together to make us a Joker, but Queen Studio had, basically they were doing the 1/4 Joker that Sideshow rushed onto the market. They were doing a 1/3 version, and it looked like it was going insanely well. And I know it's a prototype, but at Comic-Con recently at New York, they showed him with his hair, and I think it turned a lot of people off. Like, everyone's stating how bad it looks. It did. It looked really bad. But it's a prototype, and it is rooted hair, so we have time to see what may happen. So, let's take a look at this. We will need, we're going to end up needing to safety pin all of these grenades in. And it's going to be a pain in the ass. Oh, maybe not. Well, what are the safety pins for? Well, we shall find out. Alright, let's do this very carefully, because it sucks that I understand that they gotta put this little piece of tape, but I think removing this little piece of tape sometimes let's try it like this. Bottom one in right here. And we can go back and reorganize them. I just want to get them all in somewhere. Get that one in right there. I believe the little one goes on top, or I do like how this is just like a piece that he sewn into his jacket on his own. Suit wasn't cheap, you ought to know. You bought it. Alright. Now, I believe we run the cord through that little piece right there. Or is that just where... Oh no, that's just where we hang when not in use. We can hang our little string right there, or our little ring. Barely even noticeable. You know, I think I know what is kind of bothering me is it's the paint. You know, they make so on the 160X that we were just talking about, they made it so texturized, and his eyes were so, you know, you even have the drop and all that. This one just looks very soft. Again, it looks like a first attempt at a Joker by a company, like a first attempt, even though they've done multiples of this figure. All right. Now, guys, I know that people buy these things, and when I say stuff like that, it gets them upset and it hurts feelings sometimes. I'm just calling it as I see it, to be honest. I'm not saying it to put the toy down. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just going off personal opinion. And maybe someone who, you know, is debating on buying this toy, they need to know the truth about it. It's not just all great, you know. I think that their Batman Begins version was really good. There are parts where it's better than Inner Bay, but I still think we got real pockets right here. I still think for as old as those Inner Bay toys are, Inner Bay really nailed it on the head with the toy. We got actual buttons sewn into our coat. I know we can take these off. I'm a little wary of doing it just because they get them on so well the first time. All right, let's take a look at our stand. Let's see how he goes on. Let's go ahead and move all of our little accessories. Now, I know that the Inner Bay Joker is basically impossible to find now. He could be found somewhere. This is definitely a good choice for anyone that wants a Joker. He looks good, but something about his face feels off. It feels soft for some reason. It doesn't have that exact Joker feel that we've come to know from Hot Toys. I mean, maybe it's been because Hot Toys hasn't done a Joker figure for maybe like 5 years now, 4 or 5, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what happened with this. He looks good overall. He definitely does, but he's not. He wouldn't be my definitive piece. He's really good as a 1/4 figure, and all the accessories are beyond amazing. But as a 1/4 figure, I don't know. Or as a Joker and all. Let's see. I hope our head is easy to remove. We got the very old school body where we have the piece right down here. There's a little piece of foam down there too, so we gotta be careful. We want to get. Oh, I hate these ball joints. Alright, don't want to knock all of our grenades out. Alright, got other parts of him popping and grinding. I will give him that this is a very unique head. without this head, you know, it's good. It's just, there's something slightly about it, right? I think it's the makeup paint. I think the sculpt is good. I think if it was to be painted, maybe
a little bit more sloppy.
Yeah, a little more sloppy and a little more, it's not like powdery white enough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's missing. This one is pretty cool though. I can dig it. Which I actually wonder, you know, I think we got two of the exact same head sculpts. Just one's been painted slightly differently. That's exactly what it is, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Even down to the hair. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. Even his lips are separated. The exact same. This hair's hanging over the ear. It's just because the hair it was put on in layers, you know? You can even see right here is where one of the layers glues in. Right there, because they can't just cast these to be like this.
That'll be way too hard.
Yeah. So I definitely see, like, you know, I would leave this head on just because it's unique.
That's the reason why we like that.
Yeah, it's just because it's different. But do you like how he has like black smudges here? If you noticed in the original movie, but Joaquin Phoenix always had like something on his fingers. Even at the end he had like the black.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see here. So we can't wear the mask. The mask is unwearable. The 1/4 for Inner Bay also came with a mask. I believe it came in an evidence bag. I don't quite remember. It's been quite a while. It did?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, we got different hands, which that is not for that hand. I would assume this hand would be for all the close type things. We'd have our knife hand. Oh, you know, it'd probably go this way. Got our knife hand. I would assume this same hand would be our detonator hand. Holding the detonator. This would be our grenade hand. I know we just seen this in the book, but we got our gun hand. You know, I think I'm going to avoid having him hold the gun, though, because our Inner Bay one is holding the gun, you know? I've always thought it was really cool when he's hanging out of the semi-truck with the shotgun, when he keeps trying all the different weapons against it, trying to get in where, isn't that where, that's where Harvey is, in the police truck. Let's see something. So, I'm a little hesitant about this. I know our DX2, maybe like 7 or 8. I know that it does it, but let's see. See, these quite don't. It can go in, but it's not like the hole with the fabric isn't quite big enough for the metal peg. And then we're also pushing metal against a fabric. Like, I really don't want to gouge that out, you know?
This hole looks bigger.
Huh?
The hole looks bigger.
On this side? Guess once you get it in there, you get it in there. That's our blade in the oh. That's a little scary. I don't want to separate our sole from the shoe, so that doesn't quite work too well. I know our safety pins are going to go with our grenades. Well, based off of how the inner bay one was. And I know the interrogation look to him is going to be something big for this figure. The only thing is, it would have been nice if he had come with like a chair. Something he could have sat in. I don't know if anyone out there is making a 1/4 chair, but that would go good with this figure. I always hate changing their heads and getting their collars just right again. Yeah, you know, I think the problem is with their his head, is even both of them, the paint don't quite match the prototype. Like, it's not splotchy enough, it's not defined enough. That's where this one comes in. This is almost like the paint job on the early Jokers. I think once Joker came out and Hot Toys started seeing people like custom painting their Jokers, they realized they had to step up their paint game. But if you look at the 1/6 Joker heads, their paint apps are infinitely better than this one. I mean, this figure has all the makings to be a great figure, but for me, head sculpts, the paint is a big one. I think it's huge. Let's see here, because when they did this for the DX1, the very first DX figure Hot Toys ever made, they did the Joker, followed by DX2 was the Dark Knight Batman. I loved right from the get-go. Alright, and then we'll need this hand. I loved right from the get-go his grenade pose. Now I will say his hands do come off and on very nicely. We do have a little bit of plastic in there still, so if you're gonna get him and remove his coats and everything for that more of a when he's captured look, you're gonna have to take that plastic off. Let me see, because we need, oh, it'd be this hand. Whoops. All right. What we need, kind of want to do this so you guys can see it. It's really hard to do things backwards sometimes. face. Let me get his final touches on it. I do like that his body seems to have like joints in it that are clicking and locking. Let me see, just because. Oh, you know what? Whoops. Definitely makes more sense. It'd be our open hand. Jeez. All right, get that hand in there all the way. And you hear all those joints in there? Got a half decent rendition. I mean, he needs to look a little more natural. He needs to be a little more hunched over. The cord is definitely very long. I remember it being a bit tighter. You know, I think what my main gripe is the purple coat looks so clean.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like it fits the world. It's kind of like when Medicom made their Joker. He came in this bright purple coat, and it looked too clean, it's not weathered enough. And that's kind of what I'm getting from here. Is this coat just has that like clean feeling, clean look to it, where I remember his coat being really dirty, really dusty, and really like worn. I think that might be what kind of throws the whole thing off. It's a really well-made figure. The pants are nice, the shoes are nice, his body is really nice. It's clicking and popping when you move it. And I do like the extra head sculpt. I think that's what we're missing is it's almost like his face isn't textured enough. There's texture on there, but it's the paint. I don't know. I do like him though. Alright guys, this video has been running for quite a while, and I don't want to put you guys in an hour or so. We're going to end this one here, and I'm going to do a second part where we'll have him and Interbay together, and then we'll do probably an extra side video where we get him in a bunch of different poses, and we'll really try to flesh out what the essence of this toy. But as it stands right now, I like him. I'm satisfied with him, but I'm not a big fan of the paint app on this head. Something about it feels too soft. Maybe the angle of it, I don't know. Give me some time to think about it, to get my thoughts together on him. When I do this, everything you see is just on a whim. How I feel about it, what's going on. It's where I kept calling the Arkham Knight Batman, saying it was a pig demon. Well, yeah, it's a bat on the front, but I was opening it live, basically, when I make these. I don't go back in and voice over anything, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the film industry. Let me know what you thought about the movie Joker. Let me know what you think about this toy if you own it. Let's get some good discussions going. These companies, I think they need to know what we think about their figures. I know every time you go into Hot Toys, the comments are littered with just people saying, where's this, where's that, where's this? I think we need to get some real discussions going again about the quality of these toys, because I feel like sometimes these toys are just, Hot Toys is on a rocket straight up, and they do fix things and think about things, but all these companies, like, look at Prime 1. Their Batman was leaning, and they rushed out an idea of how to fix it, and they got that going, and they're sending it to everyone that bought that toy. That's kind of rare in this industry. Usually people just kind of try to hide their mistakes and act like it never happened. So, I don't know. I think that a good discussion about this toy is needed. It's not whether, I love mine. Well, I love mine too. But I think for as long of a wait before this figure came out, I don't know. I feel like something's a little off with our head. I even feel like the picture of him, I'm going to have to go back in with the prototype and take some looks at it, because I feel like our pictures are even off slightly to what we got and what we were supposed to get. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm back. I got plenty of videos coming. I'm going to have one after another after another. We're moving again. I feel great. As always, keep buying toys.